Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Kris Keefer, and you are staring at the State Fair MX compound slash Supercross track. And right here in front of you is the beautiful, oh my gosh, it's beautiful, 2021 Honda CRF450R Works Edition. It is time, people. It's the edition time. You got Factory Edition, you got Rockstar Edition. Well, today, you got the Works Edition from Honda. And there are quite a few differences. In the world of editions, like I like to say, this has the most differences from the standard model. So I'm going to read some to you right now. Hinson clutch basket. That's right. It's not just a cover that you see. There actually is a Hinson basket inside of this thing. Yoshimura titanium full exhaust system, not just a slip-on, so you get the full system here. Twin air filter, throttle jockey seat cover, HRC graphics. Of course, you want to look like Ken Roxon. Man, I wish it would make me ride like him. That'd be great. But it has the HRC graphics. Red cylinder head cover. It's a red head. DID Dirt Star LTX rims, not the STX, LTX. That is just a step down from the STX rims, but much stiffer. I wouldn't say stiffer in a bad way, but just stronger. It's going to hold up better, and it won't dent when you slap down on these, let's say if you're under jumping something or if you're just flat landing. LTX is a good rim. Ported cylinder head. That's right. The cylinder head is actually ported from the engineers in Japan. That is something that you don't get on any other edition that's out there right now. So very cool. And I've had some talks with the Japanese engineers, and each ported head is actually tested and put to the durability test side of things as well in Japan. So that is very good. Titanium nitride coated lower forks. Titanium nitride coated 18 millimeter shock shaft. That is right, 18 millimeter shock shaft. It is not a 16 like the standard edition is. 18, you're going to get a little bit better hold up. 18 is going to be a little bit firmer. So might be a little bit better for you bigger guys out there. Special gold RK chain, black triple clamps, and of course, Renthal Kevlar grips. Those things right now, those things will last much longer than your standard grip and not as harsh as those black Honda stock grips. So a lot of special things with this Works Edition. I'm going to go ride this sucker right now and get off of these notes and give you some information as well as going to drop some knowledge on you guys for your standard editions. If you're having some trouble with ECU settings, we're going to talk about that as well. So stay tuned. All right, just got off this sucker. We're here at State Fair MX. Little different track for this bike to test on. I wanted to go somewhere where there's more corners, some ruts, and the bumps are formed because the track is a little slower. So a little bit different test. But I want to address a couple elephants in the room. One is, I announced this on my Instagram the other day, that if you have a current 2021 Honda, that's a CRF 450R, RWE, or RX, you can take your ECU into your local Honda dealer and they will reflash it for free. Why do you need to reflash your Honda ECU? Well, when we went back a few months ago and rode these things, they're a little bit dirty in map 1 and in map 3. And what I mean by dirty, it has a little bit of a mist down low and low RPM. If you do feel that, you can get that addressed at your local Honda dealer. Now, I will say, if you have purchased a WE, that doesn't mean that it is fixed already. You will have to get your ECU reflashed. So if you buy one of these Works Editions, make sure your Honda dealer does that for you before you take it or load it in your van or your truck. Have them do that. That is available and that is free. So that is something I wanted to get out there to you guys right now. This bike specifically has that updated map in there. And that is an update between map 1, map 2, and map 3. So that is very important, and I wanted to get out there to you guys right now. Also, It's almost a $3,000 difference between the Works Edition and the standard model. We can sit here and go back and forth all day about, is it worth it? Do I have an extra $3,000? That's up to you. You guys are gonna have to decide if that $3,000 that's on this bike is gonna be worth it for you in the long run. If I was competitive and I was racing, I'm gonna say yes, it is, because in actuality, it broadens the power and smooths it out, and for me, helps the chassis calm down. I had a problem with the R being a little bit too rigid. So with this WE, it has a broader, longer power, and I could lug it a little bit more, which leaves me with a better chassis feel and not such a stiff-natured Honda feel like I complain about a lot. So on the track with the ported head, you won't get a ton more bottom. Actually, you'll get a smoother roll-on. So if you're looking for a better snap, more hit, the WE is not that bike. It is actually a longer, smoother, broader power, and for me, that is what most of us need. We don't need all this hit. We're not these guys behind me that are trying to seat bounce something out of a corner and jump 70 feet. We're older. We have a little bit of money. We want a calmer bike. We want a fun bike to ride. We want to walk out in the garage and look at this thing and go, man, I can't wait to ride this. This, to me, is the best looking, I don't want to say Works Edition because there's other editions, but this is the best edition bike there is on the market right now. It's beautiful. You look at it and it just screams, I'm race ready. So with the Yoshimura exhaust and the ported head on the track, you guys can see this. Rolling my corners is a little bit better. I can get into third gear sooner. And also for me, which is very important, second gear is longer with this muffler and this head. And I also noticed that this Yoshimura full system is not as loud or blow out as soon as the stock muffler does. The stock muffler blows out so quick, sounds raspy. This Yoshimura system is beautiful, it's well made, and it lasts a lot longer, so I do like that. Another thing I want to mention about this engine feel, it has less vibration than the R. If you're going to own a Works Edition, you'll expect to have a comfortable feel when you sit on it, right? But what I did notice on the standard edition was that it had a lot of vibration through my feet and through the bars. So I don't know if it's the ported head or these Kevlar grips, but I don't get a lot of feedback through my hands and my feet like I do on the R. That's another plus with this Works Edition that I like. So to me, this power suits a bigger guy very well that can hang on to it. It corners easy, so if you guys are struggling with your corner, say, hey man, I'm on a Yamaha, I can't corner it very good. The Honda, on paper, although not very light, corners like it's a really light bike. It lays in very nice, very front-end steering biased, but still very neutral on the track. You can watch the video and see me come in the corner. It allows me to stand up longer. The cockpit does do that for me as well, so I like that. I still have a problem with the chassis as far as the overall rigidity of it. It does feel stiff. I want a little bit more compliancy on the bump. I do feel more of the ground on a Honda, but like I said earlier, the way the engine power and the RPM is delivered, it does make it easier to ride and less rigid feeling than the R, so I do like that. Suspension, this is very important. Okay, so I ran 108 earlier in the day. I didn't really like that. I went back to 105, which is kind of high for a Honda, right? And I left this at 5mm, the fork height. If you guys are riding faster tracks or sandier type tracks, don't be scared to drop this fork height to 2mm, run about 106mm of sag, and that's a great balance for this bike. It does move in the stroke. The Showa suspension does move in the stroke a little bit more than the R, and I think that's the nitride coating. So when you guys get this, it'll break in about an hour and a half, and you'll notice that it moves a little bit. Just stiffen it up, maybe 1 or 2 clicks, and it's very noticeable. The Showa stuff is very sensitive to the fact of each click. So try 1 click. Unlike KYB, where you can go 2 clicks, the Showa stuff is very sensitive. So I went in 2 clicks on the fork, went 2 in on the shock, and it was balanced. Track today wasn't horribly rough, but it had some chop coming out of the corners, a few bumps coming in, so that was a good balance for me on this WE. Okay, I want to talk a little about the ECU setting, because this is a really sticky point for you guys out there. So the updated flash, like I said, map 1, map 2, and map 3 are all different. It does help that low-end gurgle. So please, if you guys can, go get that ECU reflash at your local Honda dealer. They should know about it by the time this video comes out. I don't get that dirty / gurgle on low RPM with the WE and the reflash like it did on the R earlier in the year. So that is a good thing. I'm mostly a map 1 guy. I tried map 2 because I wanted a little bit of smoother power, but that is almost too smooth for me. Almost feels too lazy and makes the bike feel heavy. Map 3, I'm out. I don't want any part of map 3. That's too much power. If I was riding sand, then maybe map 3, but 170 pounds, map 1, that's my friend. I feel like that would be a good all-around map for you guys out there that are riding this, especially with this reflash. It just cleans that low-end feeling up. And where I felt that dirty feeling was as I'm coasting into my corner and rolling my corners, and I go to get back in the throttle, it has a little hesitation. Now that is gone. So that is a big, big plus for me with the Honda. Another thing I want to touch on is the hydraulic clutch. I'm a cable guy. I'll be straightforward with you guys. I like a cable feel, but this hydraulic Hinson clutch is very good. I've dealt with a lot of Brembo, Magura style clutches here in the past, and this Hinson is very linear and long. I don't like that on-off feel that sometimes a Magura or even the Brembo can deliver me, and I don't like that. It's tough to do starts. When I did a couple starts today, it's as long, linear, it has a longer throw, which I like, so easy to use, never fades. If you guys are on a 2020 Honda 450, you know what I'm talking about. The clutch goes away really quick. That doesn't happen on this clutch. What I heard is from the race team is they're even using the standard Hinson hydraulic clutch on their bike, so that says something right there. When you guys hop on a Honda, nothing else feels better. I'm 6 foot tall. Well, I'm actually 5'11". I'm getting shorter. I'm getting older, but it fits me perfect. With the new Renthal fat bar they came out with, along with the seat and where the pegs are, the rider triangle is very friendly for a wide range of riders. I've had test guys get up from 5'7" to 6'2", and they all tell me like this is the best feeling motorcycle when I hop on it. So I get on it, I start riding, and I'm like, oh, wow, it's very comfortable. Compared to a Yamaha, when you're cramped up, you need more room, I feel like I can ride on the balls of my feet really good on the Honda. Again, I can stand up longer in my corners, which I like. So overall feeling of this Works Edition is very nice. I also like that the throttle jockey seat cover is not so aggressive that it's going to rip my butt in two. I spend a lot of time riding dirt bikes, and some of these gripper covers are just overkill. I don't need that much. And my ass is just ruined when I go back home and I got a spackle bag balm on me. It's not fun. My poor wife. It's a horrible thing. I don't want to paint that picture for you, but it's not good. Throttle jockey does a good job of adding a little bit of pleat, as well these little gripper material pieces that are on the seat. You actually, and I want to mention this, when I do starts, I'm kind of hearing the third pleat right here, and it's really grabby and nice. Doesn't pull my pants down. It's just the right amount of traction. I want to give a kudos to those guys over at Throttle Jockey because I ride with a lot of different seats, and this one is very nice. You will notice that the foam on the Hondas will break down. So if you guys are washing your bikes, try to remove your seat. Get a air filter, an airbox cover, stick it in there. You can power wash your bike, but try not to get the seat wet because the water will actually burn through this seat and then soften your foam. So Hondas are notorious to get soft foam after about 10 hours. Last but not least, of course, Dunlop. They're on most of the bikes nowadays, so Dunlop 33s. I'm more of a 3S front guy. Yes, they do offer it, so go to your local dealership, or you can go stop at any one of these distributors and look for a 3S. I like that. And I'm going to put some more time on this thing. Everybody, I got Hanny's dog here. How do you feel about the rider triangle? He says pretty good. Awesome. You want to go see your dad? All right. We're going to put some more time on this sucker. $13,000 is a lot of money, right? For me, I would look into one of these, just easy to ride. If you plan on keeping your bike 2 to 3 years, it's a great bike. Like I said earlier in this show, it's only up to you, right? It's a lot of money. Money doesn't grow on trees, like my parents said, right? So find out what you want. If you want a little bit more power, a little bit more snap, go to that R. If you want a little longer, easier Honda to ride, the WE is a better choice. All right, so we're going to break this thing down more. You can check out RacerXOnline.com for more information on this. You can go to KeeferInkTesting.com. And what we do here at RacerX and at Keefer Inc. is we leave our door open for you. If you have a question, something I didn't cover in this initial impression, Kris at KeeferIncTesting.com. Ask your question. I'll get back to you. And that's the services we provide over here. It's very friendly, very open. We try to be good dudes over here. We love riding dirt bikes. It's awesome. We'll see you on the next intro, which is possibly really soon, right around the corner. See you guys later.